I declare war on feminism. Modern Western feminism has devolved into radicalism, confusing and poisoning the minds of women and debasing an entire generation of men. It misdirects from real women's issues, which are really just human issues. It encourages violent man-hating. It's based on emotional assumptions instead of logic, and it implies that all women are victims under men. I am not a victim. I am not under any man. And when I am, I choose to be, and I like it. So let's clear some things up, boys and girls.
Does looking like this elicit subjugation? Does looking like this empower me? Or does looking like this empower me?
No, no, and no. Only this empowers me. Oh, and this. What about male bodies, which have been reduced to mere investments of war, shaped, trained, and used as objects by the state? Males have been treated as disposable vehicles of physical strength, to gain land and power for their rulers, to be slaughtered. Now that's some serious objectification. But no, let's focus on sex. It's true, the female body is often reduced to a sexual object, but so is the male body. In fact, male bodies have been objectified just as long as female bodies. Just look at any Greek and Roman art. It's dominated by the ideal male figure. But the objectification we see today is really not a bad thing. Let me put it simply. As soon as anybody participates in any visual media for monetary exchange, they become a commodity and are therefore objectified. It doesn't matter what you're wearing or what you're doing. You're an object consumed by the audience for entertainment or stimulation. And that's not a negative thing. That's just a market exchange. Yes, we are. But take it as a compliment. Women are more beautiful. I didn't watch Blurred Lines 6 times for Robin Thicke's ugly mug. I know we're bombarded with images of perfect women, but so are the men. It's not a sexist issue. We feel better when we look better. And sure, there's a certain amount of social engineering involved, but it's not because men hate women. It's because everybody wants to make money. My point is, looking perfect is something that's driven by women themselves. The market simply accommodates that. Let me tell the girls a secret. Men don't care if you're a size 0. In fact, they don't notice if you have perfect hair and perfect skin. Unless you're horribly disfigured or obese, men don't notice your imperfections. And if they do, they don't really care. And I'm pretty sure if push-up bras and hair extensions and nail polish all disappeared, men wouldn't even notice. Men only notice how you carry yourself, your confidence, your ass-hip-boob ratio, your eyes, your smell. And this doesn't just apply to your nice boyfriend from your nice hometown. This goes for guys you meet every day, guys at clubs, your creepy music teacher. This goes for that famous guy that can have any girl in the world. If a guy is attracted to you, it's chemical. He knows right away. And whether you have your nails done will not change that. The only thing your appearance affects is your own confidence and attitude. It's a mind game. Why do all these feminists have red hair, black-rimmed glasses, and a crazed look in the eye? Is it like a new species? Yes, and there always will be, because it's incredibly easy for a female to get laid. Just words, purely subjective labels. Not nice, but it really shouldn't be at the forefront of women's issues. No one's gonna put a scarlet letter on you and ban you from society because you had sex with too many people. Nobody actually cares anymore. And if somebody calls you a whore, well, if you're not one, then don't care. And if you are one, it's all good. I mean, there's worse things you could be, like that lady who sprays perfume at the department stores. People will always judge each other. All you can do is not participate. Apparently, creeping now includes any male attention whatsoever. Oh, how horrible, a guy finds me hot. Oh no, men are wired to want to procreate with me. Sexist. It's not sexist, it is what it is. And punishing males for being males is pretty low. And women do this all the time. Like there's this app that was created with a feminist agenda in mind, and what happens is a guy asks you for your number and you give him a fake number, and when he texts you, all of his private information is displayed in a forum where women can publicly shame him and humiliate him. A guy thinks you're hot and you destroy him for it? Really? This is the fight that we're fighting? No wonder men are scared to ask girls out anymore or to make the first move. Feminists have bullied men into a state of fear and guilt. And of course, if a guy's touching you, harassing you, stalking you, we have all been there. It's not acceptable. But you know that's not what I'm talking about. No, because all you're doing is submitting yourself to an external hormonal power. And how can something that severs you from your most primal and natural identity be liberating? Ask the 25 million American women who never got a chance to exist. Or ask the women who are still emotionally devastated and broken from the procedure because they swallowed our society's "it's no big deal" attitude. Today's feminism has killed any rational conversation about abortion. It has made something that should be a life decision a flippant act. To all the girls watching this, I suggest you read Naomi Wolf's Our Bodies, Our Souls, or my article before you make an arbitrary decision on whether you're pro-life or pro-choice. You don't even need to pick a side, as long as you appreciate the heavy nature of the issue. In a patriarchy, all heterosexual sex is rape because women as a group cannot give meaningful consent. E equals mc squared is a sexed equation. Newton's Principia is a rape manual. It's okay because men who are falsely accused of rape can often gain from the experience. All sex, even consensual sex between a married couple, is an act of violence perpetrated against the woman. All men are potential rapists. Just to recall a basic fact, penis and vagina intercourse is always rape, plain and simple. Rape is a horrific act that often murders the very spirit of the woman. The problem is that today's feminists have labeled everything as rape, which takes away from the validity of true rape and vilifies all men. A woman is raped when a male coerces her or forces her into a sexual act. That includes drugging a woman, getting her wasted, blackmail, threats, and of course physical force. But is it rape if both parties had 20 appletinis, got down, and then the woman felt all dirty in the morning? Not necessarily. It's about intent, isn't it? If both people are having fun and then one of them makes a poor decision because they can't hold their booze, why should the other party be punished? Of course, force could have later been used by the drunk male on the drunk woman. What I'm saying is we can't draw convenient black and white lines. People's lives are ruined by false rape claims every day. Never mind, I read an article the other day that told me that all penetrative sex is rape. That makes it simple. Doesn't exist. At least not to the extent that today's radical Western feminism has led us to believe. Even when you factor in underreporting, rape, just like all other crime, is on the decline in the Western world. The 1 out of every 3 girls are raped statistic is completely inaccurate, and rape is certainly not socially acceptable or taken lightly by the majority of normal people. Hell, it's not even taken lightly by criminals. Try being a convicted rapist in a jail. This is not because of sexism. This is because of a broken system. It's because our government would rather see pot smokers and tax evaders rot in jail than people who actually hurt others. If you actually care about preventing rape, Issue every woman a gun instead of supporting the government systematically disarming us. If you care about rape, then help make it illegal for female prisons to have male prison guards. If you care about rape, then help decriminalize prostitution so that when a sex worker is raped, she can actually go to the police. I know I've been strictly sticking to the Western world, but I can't just not mention this. If you really care about rape, then focus on empowering women in the Middle East and Africa. Now that's where there's a rape culture. Instead of labeling yourself as a feminist and writing angry blog posts, why don't you volunteer at a women's shelter? Instead of programming apps that humiliate men, why don't you use internet tech to track down rapists and expose them when injustices do occur? What about sex trafficking, which still exists in every part of the world? Where are the angry feminist protesters on this issue? Nah, real issues are too hard. Instead, I'm gonna write a blog post on how this is a phallic symbol of oppression.
If you're trying to